How y'all doing?
And it says we're live.
Right, sure we are.
Yeah.
It's like, we're here.
Hand me the stuff.
Hey, oh, you want to do the stuff? But we should have Vanna White. Yes, Rita. Would you like to read the card?
If you want to donate, we could use the heat. It's up to 40, but still, it's damn cold.
Yeah, it's cold here in the shop. This is like if you'd like to donate to the blanket for our heating expense. And by the way, thank you so very much for those who helped. It's been wonderful. So, also, very important thing today.
Coffee.
Coffee. Tell Dave you heard about it from us. Blanket Fort blend is really great, and I particularly like the Raconteur Press blend. Yes. Right. Mm-hmm. So, and for those of us who are feeling particularly snarky, are there any snarky people on this thing? Do any snarky people?
99%.
I was gonna say, get yourself a T-shirt.
Yeah.
Right. From
Among the leaves.tees.
.tees. Right. So
it's of, by, and for the snark.
Yeah. Of, by, and for the snark. He gets to hang with the girls today.
Yeah. Because I'm outnumbered as usual.
Mm-hmm.
Looks
I
like
don't have cat ears on my head. I have my hair's being stupid this morning. So
it looks beautiful.
I know. It's like I couldn't find my hair stick. God knows I have 100 of them. But could I find one? No. I could not.
We like to see it down. It's beautiful.
Yes, I know. It's like my dryad hair today. So
Rita's hiding off camera right now.
Yes, we may switch out about halfway through so you guys can have Rita.
But,
I don't know that. Jonna looks better. So
I disagree. So
enjoy the Jonna.
Anyway, so hi. So who will cause racket from fidget? Rita can do that. Do you want to make noise and fidget with things like Ian usually does?
I don't know. I don't know if I do that or not. If I do it, it's going to be really awkward and weird. But
it'll be your jewelry. Wait, right? Let's wave a hat around.
Yeah.
Right.
Let me
have a hair moment.
Let me chew and smack something loudly.
Right. So
for OCD people. Actually, I'll just perform. I'll just interject the occasional annoying derailing thing. Like, okay, I think we all need to stop and talk about the most important news story of the century. Are you team Baldoni or team Lively?
I don't think any of the people out here have any clue what you're talking about.
Who gives a rat's ass?
See, she made her point. You just made her point for her.
This is the Amber Heard Johnny Depp of this moment.
It totally is.
God.
Which we all have to admit. I mean, of the pandemic, wasn't that trial the greatest delight for humanity?
Yes, it was. Especially when a mean girl gets her comeuppance. I like that part.
And we
too.
get the mega pint and everything. I don't know why any normal human who was being deposed in the pretrial hearings, who was eating while giving testimony on the stand, would have been slapped into, would have been slammed in the pokey or what? Am I messing up my metaphors there?
No, it's okay. We actually have great news today.
Okay.
We have really good news today. So what is the favorite place for Raconteur Press to be at conventions? Where are we always at? We're always in the bar, right?
Yeah.
We're always in the bar.
Mm-hmm.
Well, From the Brim to the Dregs, an entire anthology about drinking and drinking weird potions, dropped today on Amazon. So it's live on Amazon right now.
Yeah.
Edited by Amanda Spriggs under her editorial name. There's some really fun stories in there. So there's stories about drinking inappropriate things and how perfect for this press.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Considering how much is in the bar here. So,
Yes, that's true. We do tend to congregate in the bar and have for years.
But we have fun.
Yeah.
Right? We have a good time when we're in the bar.
Oh, yeah. That
right?
That year at LTUE, that we freaked so many people out.
So that was we were all there that year.
Yeah.
And when we had the one table at LTUE in the bar. Well, we started with like 6 people.
Yeah.
And then we just kept adding to each end. And
it was like an amoeba.
It just kept growing.
Yeah.
And the one guy who was doing, we had like 20 people there sitting at the table.
Yeah.
And they just kept showing up and showing up. Yeah.
It was tabular mitosis.
Yeah. And people would show up, people would leave, more people would show up.
And every now and then we'd throw another 20 at
Yeah.
the server. I don't know how much money he made off of us.
A bunch.
Yeah. So,
but the rest of the crowd, they would just stare at us.
Drinking weird potions. No, the title of the book is From the Brim to the Dregs.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and it's fun with another fabulous cedar cover. So also you can go to our Facebook page. It's posted there too. But I really like this one. It's a really fun one. It very much fits with our temperament, I suppose, is one way to put it. So
yeah, the a cappella performance at the inaugural was great.
Oh,
American
Carrie.
the Beautiful.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
she did an incredible job.
Carrie Underwood, yeah.
yeah. So she was astonishing. But she's great.
Yeah.
I mean, and
She's a professional.
well,
Yeah.
not only that, she's a decent human being too.
Yeah.
So
And actually genuinely can sing, is not using
Yeah.
auto tune. She
Mhm.
can sing and hold
Yeah.
pitch.
yeah. Now, Kermit, you can go find her on Amazon. Just if you can't find it that way, look up Raconteur Press Anthologies. It's number 45.
Yeah.
So
Mm.
yeah.
The
Yeah.
proclivities of the press are accurately represented by the anthology.
You know what's weird though is we really don't drink that much. We just seem like we drink
Yeah.
a lot. I mean, don't we most of the time?
You know what I think about drinking? I don't think I've had anything to drink for like 4 months. I think the last time I drank was when I cooked.
Yeah.
What, several months ago?
Yeah.
And
I had a nice shot of Jefferson's bourbon the morning of the inauguration because it
Mm.
just seemed kind of appropriate to be drinking
does.
Jefferson bourbon.
absolutely.
Yeah. So yeah, no, Ian is actually a lightweight. Yeah. I think we all are. I don't drink
Yeah.
that much, which is why we still have an extensive bar in the shop. So it's kind of silly.
Yeah,
How
the
much
Navy Glee Club. It was actually the
Oh,
U.S.
Yeah.
Naval Academy Glee Club
Yes.
and the Marine Band
hmm
did a hell of a job on Battle Hymn of the Republic.
They did. Oh, the other one that was great too was at the presidential parade that they
Yeah.
had in the thing. They had one of the Southern Mississippi marching bands
Yeah.
with the really amazing drum majors that dance like you would
Yeah.
not believe. They were really impressive. That was
Love it.
cool.
Dawn, you'll never get Tequila Tuesdays up there.
No, tequila causes children. Don't
Yeah.
go there. So
Mm.
so yeah, I'm kind of pleased with that one.
Yeah.
That's our second anthology of the year.
Mm.
So full of good
Yeah.
stuff.
The other thing that was interesting, and I was listening to the news on the way over this morning, the collateral damage, collateral illegals picked up in Boston.
Oh, darn.
They went after one guy that had 18 priors.
Wow.
They found him and found 2 others.
Oh, well, convenient. Okay.
So they took all 3 of them.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not just CBP that has authority to kick them out.
Mm-hmm.
That's been extended to U.S. Marshals.
Wow.
It's been extended to DHS
Mm-hmm.
and a couple other organizations.
Mm.
Okay then.
So you got multiple people kicking these assholes out. And the catches as of this morning, I think, were something over 700.
Yeah.
In various places.
Yep, they're busily doing their thing.
Doing the Lord's work.
Well, I love the ones that Hamilton Beach in California made a proclamation that
Yeah.
they were not a sanctuary city. Thank you very much. And they were fully going to cooperate. So I'm okay with that. So
RK says the Haitian that shot it, he'd never go back to Haiti. And I said, hold my beer. Yeah.
we're gonna, I feel like I'm standing around holding an entire case of beer at this point.
Yeah.
Just from the last 3 days, it's just been insane.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's
Yeah.
great. So
And the Dems are playing games on the cabinet post.
of course they
again.
are. Well, that's not really a surprise. We totally expected that.
Oh yeah.
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 But what had me laughing is the Republicans are going, okay, you want to play those games? We'll be here Saturday. We'll be here Sunday.
No one's going home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody's going home.
No one's going home.
And they're scheduling a vote for, I think it's Kristi Noem at 2:30 Sunday morning.
Well, yeah. I mean, because,
Yeah.
work's
That's the
got
end
to
of
get
her
done.
30 hours.
I will say one thing I found really impressive with this is that normally you get a ton of leaks about what's coming and what's
Yeah.
going on. Not one thing.
Yeah.
Not one thing. I mean, talk about a tight team this time.
Yeah.
So,
But
Yeah.
the other thing that's interesting is they've already put in, and they actually did that on Monday,
Mhm.
the entire subset of DOD
Mm-hmm.
has been replaced.
Yeah.
So yes, they're still waiting on Hexus to be confirmed, but they've already got the working level people in charge over there.
Yep.
And that's why they're pushing 1,500 armed troops to the border.
Yep.
And these folks will have law enforcement capability.
Uh-huh.
And they're armed and they will shoot.
Well, yeah, it's going to be an interesting month, I think.
Yeah.
And I do love this whole carpet bomb effect because there's so much going on that the normal people who complain, they don't know which way to look.
Yeah.
They don't know which thing to complain about next. And also, they're like, we're going to file lawsuits. Well, all the places that do the lawsuits are going to be overwhelmed. I mean, talk about spreading their fire thin.
Yeah.
So I'm just kind of going, okay, let's have some more. Please, sir, may I have some more? I mean, every day is a new executive order, and I'm not a fan of executive orders as a way of doing this. Quite honestly, I mean, because really, I think the legislature has ceded too much control to the president. But, this is what happens when you do that.
Yeah,
right?
Obama started it, and Trump's using it.
Here we go. So
and the pardons, the same thing.
Yeah.
Biden started it, Trump's using it.
Yeah. It's just like, I feel like I'm just watching, like, I don't know. It feels a lot like carpet bombing.
Yeah.
Literally. And I'm fairly cheerful about most of it. So some of it I don't like that much, but I mean, that's just me. So.
Well, I thought it was just ultra courteous of Biden to really show his ass, and or the person who's running Biden to do those thousands and thousands of pardons and all of this to make it look anticlimactic when all of the pardons took place after Trump took office, and I appreciate that.
Because some of them, the family ones, were while Trump was taking the oath.
Yeah, they was like literally dropped minutes. As he was walking down to the office.
How?
Yeah, it was just whatever. And like, interesting though, he didn't pardon himself, which Trump pointed out. Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see what happens, right?
Well, he's basing that on the fact that Robert, the one that did the investigation, said wasn't worth taking him to trial because he's a senile old man.
Right. He wasn't senile in 2014.
Yeah.
So,
but they'd love to call Trump senile and prosecute him, wouldn't they?
Yeah. Well, the one that lied, the sweet. I mean, Schadenboner, I need to go see my doctor in 4 hours. But the Alexander Vindman not getting a pardon, a preemptive pardon, was like, or what's his name, the prosecutor dude? Yeah. I was like, this is
Smith.
Yeah. So, I mean, shoulders unnodded, feeling better, so.
Yeah.
How is Ian doing? I mean, he wandered in and he was in his, so
he
Ian
came
showed
over
up
here today
in his bathrobe.
Today?
He showed up in his bathrobe and I said, you stay up there. I was back at the desk. Apparently he had to post something on Substack.
Oh, okay.
But it was like, I came out here and sprayed the air and it's just like, take your illness away.
Good call.
So.
Yes, unclean.
I'm in a silly mood today. What can I say?
Yeah.
It's happy stuff.
Good.
We get to go to a convention in a couple of weeks. We're going to be at FenCon.
Yeah.
Which is okay. Let's clap our hands.
Hey Jay, that's the $64 question.
What?
When was he non-compos mentis?
Oh, they knew. I mean, I think he's been that way for the last 30 years, but I mean, that's just a relative intelligence question.
I think the last two for sure. The last three probably.
Yeah.
But problem is, they never declared it.
Nope.
They never activated the 25th Amendment.
Nope.
So by not doing that, those pardons are still valid. Although having said that, they are not valid from the aspect that they did not pardon a specific crime.
No, they did not.
Which is the part
that
is critical to being a pardon.
So here's the fun part. Russia has said that they would like to extradite Fauci to Russia. And I'm sure Trump was like, here you go.
Yeah. Let's charter that jet.
Okay, let's do that. That'd be fun.
I'll chip in $5 for that.
We could help with that. So
Jesse, that's the $64 question. $64,000 question, $64 million question.
Well, somebody who actually thinks that a president can just ratify an amendment by proclamation was running civics classes, people.
Yeah.
I think our assistants in the office there need to pass civics classes.
Yeah.
So, right?
Yeah.
Just like, anyway.
Yeah, Jesse, Jesse makes a good point. Who exactly was running the office?
Yeah.
Sir Brass. Nixon's pardon wasn't valid either.
Mm-mm.
And honestly, I think anyone under 30 right now learned everything. Well, most of them. I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't make a blanket statement, but I'm going to. A vast majority of people at, under 30 learned everything they know about how our government is structured from Hamilton the musical. Anyway,
It's still better than some of the classes they were getting. That's for sure.
Probably.
I mean, it's just awful. So,
Anyway.
I mean, just, but you know, I mean, it's, I'm enjoying watching all of my what's left of the liberal people on my Facebook lose their goddamn minds.
Oh yeah.
So that's kind of fun.
Mm.
I mean, you know, so
Well,
it's just like
they've been, finally it's good to see them ragdolled for a change.
I know, right?
Yeah.
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 Well, the other thing that I'm laughing about is CNN is cutting staff.
Oh, did you see that guy on CNN with Jim Acosta last night?
Crime.
Oh, it was hilarious. He was like, "This isn't Fox News. This is CNN. We're telling the truth." And I don't know who was on with. I think it was Burchett was on with him. Said, and that's why more people are watching the Cartoon Network than CNN right now, Jim.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Ooh, burn!
Yeah.
Burn!
Boom,
So
shakalaka.
Yeah.
boom, shakalaka." So it was fun. So
Good time.
there's I appreciate the fact that people have realized you can just go shut up and walk away from these people now rather than taking them seriously, right? So,
but the next question is, who from PMS NBC is going to go away because they're going to be cutting staff.
I'm is Sunny Hostin. She's on
The View,
but yeah, she's
she is so blazingly.
Did I see a headline that Melania Trump is suing her for $100 million?
No, that's a fake thing. That's a fake. That's not people.
I didn't click on it.
There's one about Whoopi being sued and all this stuff. Those are all just fake ones. But I will tell you that Melania has that wonderful Eastern Europe death stare.
Oh my gosh, she's scary. She's scary.
And I have to admit, I mean, her death stare out from under that hat was like, damn, girl.
I love it after all the years of people acting like she and all of I would see people writing about her being not on board with who her husband is or what he's doing. I'm like, she's been there more than a minute. This is not.
Yeah.
She's
they've been married 20 years.
Yeah. So
she's not an idiot by any stretch of the imagination.
We actually talked about this on Tuesday. That look is endemic to women in Eastern Europe.
Eastern European women, yes.
Because that is a protective cloak, if you will.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. You're not kidding.
She's fierce.
But the look in her eyes, it was like, oh hell.
But also incredibly elegant.
Well, she's a beautiful woman.
Yeah,
always has been.
Absolutely exquisite.
What was interesting to me is last time around, I mean, she's been on the cover of Vogue. She was when they got married. But they all did we can't deal with those people.
Yeah.
And now this time around, there were all these designers who were like, can we make clothes for you? And she's like, no, nope, not doing it. She's decided she's only working with people who were loyal to her last time.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a great video on the guy making that hat. Yeah. So it's just beautiful work. Really gorgeous, nice work.
Very classic.
Dawn says, I saw Barron at the inauguration. Is it just me or does he look like a bargain bin Draco Malfoy with his hair slicked back?
He's not a Draco. No. So but yeah, he's not wrong. Sarras isn't wrong.
Yeah.
But he shares a tailor with Jordan Peterson.
Yeah.
They both have the same tailor. So
but he is very attuned for a kid, for a young man.
Yeah.
He's very attuned to the situation.
Well, his mother has been teaching him multiple languages and he has his own real estate business already.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yes. He already has his own real estate business. So
they actually stopped the partnership when his dad got elected.
Well, yeah, because he had to.
Yeah.
But he's still, he's a brilliant kid.
Yeah.
And he's the one who made Trump go on all the podcasts. all of those, all the podcast
Yeah.
suggestions were from him.
Yeah.
So anyway, so yeah, happy stuff going on.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Yeah, Michael, that's pure ethanol is the best chemical for cleaning lenses and prisms. We used Freon to
Really?
clean with. Yeah.
Mm.
Like Freon from refrigeration Freon.
Yeah.
Isn't that stuff poisonous?
Yeah. Minor problem.
Gotta die of something.
Yeah.
Sure.
Hey, this was 40 years ago. We didn't know. We
You
didn't care.
know, 40 years ago is 1980.
No, it's 1985.
Shh, quiet.
Well, hell, 50 years ago. How's that?
Try 60. So
Oh.
Lord.
Yes, Barron did definitely get an education over the last 8 years.
mhm.
Now we were doing R12 Cerberus, not 22, R12.
R12 Freon.
Yeah.
This explains so much about you, Jim.
Thank
So,
you. May I have another?
yeah. Well, if you stick
Yeah,
around here
John, we
very
use
long.
carbon tetrachloride too. Yeah. We use a lot of stuff we shouldn't have been using.
I could say the same thing, but it wouldn't be about anything like Freon. I have a very colorful youth.
We used to use methyl ketone to clean airplanes with
Wow.
no mask
Wow.
and no gloves.
Okay.
Just splash it on and use a brush.
Is this why guys your age won't ask for directions?
Huh?
So,
Oh.
wow. Oh, guys, if you go to my ex, you could send her a nice postcard. She's the minister they're talking about at the Episcopalian bishop.
Yeah.
Who so they're doing this drive to send her postcards to tell her nice things about her thing, about her sermon, to which my response was Romans 16:18.
Yeah.
So which Instapundit reposted on X, so now it's my X account has lost its mind, but yeah, if you want to send her a nice postcard with your opinion of her sermon, you can. So just go check Instapundit.
Yeah,
So
yeah, that's exactly true, Bill. It's literally one of the enumerated duties to protect the border.
yes.
Mm.
Yes, it is.
But her speech, it was not a sermon, it was a speech.
Not a sermon, it was a speech. I mean,
It
and
was
that's
an admonition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, yeah. There's a reason the Episcopalian order is dropping like a stone. With
Yeah.
people that so.
Well, the number of people that have left the Episcopalian Church
Yeah, it's bad.
is,
So Travis actually had a really good write up about this
Yeah.
on his Travis art professor guy on X, which was a really interesting post. I should find that and repost it because it was definitely worth reading.
Yeah.
But I mean, he'd be better off going to some storefront church and then listen to that crap.
Yeah.
Which is sad. So when I was married to a guy, to Eric, my first husband, his family helped found Ketchikan, Alaska.
Yeah.
And his grandfather helped build the Episcopalian church there, which was shipbuilders.
Yeah.
But there, and it's this incredibly beautiful, all built by shipbuilders, wood church, this soaring ceiling and stuff.
Yeah.
It's just beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. We're seeing, it sort of feels bad that all this great architecture is being so sullied by that kind of behavior. Yeah. So, although I like the architecture executive order, I like that one a lot. Did you see that one? He did an executive order to return to classical architecture and not this brutalist bullshit we've been seeing. That it should look like a civic building, not some big pile of well, like the federal courthouse we got in Eugene. It doesn't look anything like anything around it. It's all covered in stainless steel and curvy crap, and it's an eyesore stuck right on the edge of downtown. It's horrible.
IMP type building.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
It's really ugly. I should find pictures and post it. But the return to classical architecture, which would be kind of great, wouldn't it?
I think so.
The other thing that I noted was Rubio immediately saying the only flag that will be flown anywhere in the world.
Yeah, he
by
did
the
that
State
one.
Department is the U.S. flag.
Well, that was one of his executive orders.
Yeah.
It's like that flag. No. And really, honestly, why should we have anything else up there?
We should.
Yeah. Anyway, so lots of winning this week. So
Yeah, architecture needs to stop using the Bauhaus and brutalist models. They're just plain ugly. Yeah.
There's been some very interesting articles about how that affects us as humans.
Yeah.
I think it is I think it's a move toward. I think it telegraphs their yearning to depart from anything traditional, and that, and there's a reason why classicism is neoclassicism very often, because it's absolutely elegant and beautiful. There's so much balance in the form and everything, and it is, I think, eternally appealing.
Yeah.
Well, okay. When I went to Florence, and I've told people this several times, in Florence, in the old city, everything is beautiful.
Yeah.
The hinges, right down to the doorknobs, everything is beautiful, because I think that the more you are surrounded with beauty, the more it inspires you as a human being. and the Italians understood that to their core, and still do in terms of that. And if you're in a space like that, you can't help but be inspired and feel good about humanity. If you stand in a 1970s brutalist building, talk about feeling dead. Or a cubicle farm. I mean, it just saps everything about your soul right out of you.
Enervating, absolutely.
Well, I mean, it's like listening to, I'm sorry, but experimental jazz gives me a headache. It's just like, seriously, could we have some structure here that speaks to us? I mean, I'm sorry, but Wet Ass Pussy to me is not art when put next to Tchaikovsky.
No,
I mean, but that
not.
gets a Grammy. It's like, really. But it speaks to spiritual rot when you're in that kind of a space. So
Well,
it's not aspirational.
It's not aspirational, right? It doesn't require anything of you, and it doesn't feed your soul visually or in any kind of warmth. So it's like living in Motel 6.
Well, when you go back and look too at the churches, that was really the first beauty per se that we had. And those stonemasons went from building church to church to church. That was what they did. You look at the Sistine Chapel, both inside and outside. It is an absolutely beautiful building. Designed by Leonardo da Vinci.
It's incredibly gorgeous.
The City Hall in Rome was designed and built by Da Vinci and is still in use as the City Hall.
There's the palace in Milan that was designed by Da Vinci. And then, of course, there's the largest Gothic cathedral in the world in Milan, which is astonishingly beautiful, and you can't even begin to take it all in. I mean, Sagrada Familia in Barcelona. I have never. I've been in a lot of the major cathedrals in the world because that's my thing. I love to go to those, even though I'm not necessarily a religious person. But to me, that the symbol of hope and redemption and things that is intrinsic in church building,
and the strength
of it. Well, in just I found the same sense of spirituality in Sagrada Familia in Barcelona that I found in the Amish church in the tiny little town outside of Harrisburg, Oregon. There was something about the form and the function and the shape and the sound that spoke to you as a human. And brutalist architecture does not do that.
Same Durham Cathedral in England. Also, which is magnificent, and Canterbury.
And Canterbury.
And out in Cooling in England, in Kent, on the kind of by the in the marshy areas, there's a little church that's ancient, that was old when Dickens placed the opening of Scene of Great Expectations right there. And in that same little church, you've got these ancient pews of this worn wood. Hundreds and hundreds of years of butts have worn that wood down. It's just amazing.
So the Thistle Chapel in Edinburgh, which is all the incredible carved wood. And it's such a testament to art and beauty and soul. So, I mean, just.
And R.K. talks about the Chateau Diaries.
Oh, yeah.
She just got her chapel restored by the Notre Dame experts.
Have you watched her on YouTube?
Mm-mm.
She bought a chateau. And she's been restoring it, which is heavenly. But I didn't know she'd gotten her. I'm behind on hers. I need to catch up with those because they were just so beautiful.
But it connects us.
Yeah.
I mean, it connects us with people, with our origin,
People, ritual. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All of that. And that's one reason why, I mean, it is impossible to feel intrinsically connected to the brutalist space, in my opinion.
Well, because they don't want to they don't want that.
Yeah.
So
they want you in and out.
Yeah. And that's why, and that's another thing, the liminal spaces being so soulless and
it's a refutation is what it is.
Yeah.
And brutalist architecture is a refutation of hope and spirituality, and it's designed to sap who you are.
Well, when most of them are fucking DMVs in them, yes.
God, no kidding.
Yeah.
So I have to say, post offices are quite possibly the most boring and horrible places since the 60s. But the post office down here in Electra is a WPA one. Have you been down to that post office with all the beautiful oak murals and the murals and the friezes and the floor and the oak office things? And it's just beautiful.
Yeah.
It's just gorgeous. So I just I love that one. And
I will say this: the Art Deco at the Hoover Dam.
Yeah.
They keep that impeccably.
Yes.
The brass gleams. Obviously, it's never been neglected. And that place is beautiful. But it's deco. But
Art Deco is stunning too.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's just, I mean, the Art Deco architecture in like New York City. It's just
well, the other thing too, in the military we have chapels.
Mm-hmm.
And most people think of chapels as very small.
Hello.
Hi there.
Hey, got something for me? Here. Thank you. Just that guy. He got his pardon yesterday.
I did.
So.
I wasn't actually at January 6th, but I wanted to be.
Yeah.
So they charged me for the thought crime.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. No, it's that sense of, I mean, it's like, I like, this place feels very spare to me because it's not anywhere near as decorated as my warehouse at home was. Although people come in and go, "Oh my Lord."
Yeah.
And it's only getting worse.
But the chapels, you know, most people think of a chapel as a very small church.
Yeah.
On a military base, it's a large church.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it serves all religions.
It's interdenominational.
Yeah, it's interdenominational.
Didn't they just redo the one at the Air Force Academy in Colorado Springs?
Yes.
That one's something else. I mean, it's very 60s in its build, but it's interesting architecture. So
it's a combination of futuristic, because it's the Air Force, and ancient.
Yeah.
And it's a weird mix.
It is. It's a really interesting structure.
Yeah.
I mean, I find it inspiring, although it's not a style I particularly like.
Yeah.
I can appreciate the
it has
aesthetics
the
of it.
Soaring architecture.
It has the soaring architecture. So,
but Naval Academy, for example, the chapel there holds 2,500 people.
Oh,
yeah, and RK, U.S. Air Force Chapel has always suffered from roof leaks from day one.
Actually, they fixed it. They just refurbished it a couple of years ago and completely fixed it. So,
yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see after a couple of snowstorms, right?
Art Deco is done by fairies, and Art Nouveau is done by fairies, and Art Deco is done by dwarves. Okay.
Oh, you're not wrong. That's actually, I think that's really good.
That is, absolutely.
Yeah, because Art Nouveau is just stunning.
It is
stunningly beautiful.
Yeah, Padre. The military chapels tend to go spare in most places.
Well, yeah,
because they are shared across multiple.
Yeah,
religions.
they are. Yeah,
and it's interesting to me to see those chapels on the various military bases, because like the one we had in Jacksonville dated World War II, still in use.
Oh, okay. So it's been around.
Yeah, hell, half NAS Jacksonville is still World War II.
I used to think that was just a few years ago.
In the 80s, we still had people living in World War II barracks, temporary barracks.
You know what they did with those? They took the World War II barracks and moved to the University of Warren campus and had them as student housing for decades after World War II.
Well, we found out they burned down in like 8 minutes.
Yeah, they
Burned to
do.
nothing. So
Really quickly. So
move people out of
it was
them.
like, yeah.
You know, isn't it interesting though how much it's I think it's very telling that the post-apocalyptic dystopia of Planet of the Apes
Yeah.
featured heavily brutalistic architecture, and
Mhm.
there's a chapel in that.
Yeah.
And when I see churches and things that are like that, I'm like, oh, I don't know if I'd be going for that look. And
Yeah.
but yeah, it doesn't even recognize it's a parody of itself.
Well, I don't like churches that look like giant malls.
Yeah,
You know,
I agree.
the mega churches that look like you're driving up to a mall.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, it's just like, okay.
Sir Brass, that's not a correct statement. World War II buildings may have been slapdash. They were not poor
Mhm.
Right.
because they used the best wood out there.
And they understood engineering.
And they understood engineering.
They were engineers.
The World War II barracks I stayed in Memphis did not creak. It was all wood.
Mhm.
Did not creak on either floor, first
Well,
or second.
That's when you had craftsmen who knew how to cut wood
Yeah.
and knew which direction to use the grain and how
Yeah.
to build using the grain effectively.
And the
you know.
entire building was heart pine.
Yeah, right. So because they knew how to build.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's something I find very frustrating is home builders now. You can't find people who really understand what parts of the woods you use to build the risers
Yeah.
for the stairs, and and how you put that together. And it's like I could have a rant about sewing, but I won't. About people who don't know how to build clothing anymore. But there are skills that go with that. One of the things that was incredibly heartening is when they were redoing Notre Dame,
Mhm.
is that they had woodworkers who knew how to rebuild the roof using all of the appropriate wood and doing the same construction
Well, they
techniques.
came from all over the world.
But
Yeah.
there were people who still existed who
Yeah.
knew how to do it.
Yeah.
So that was incredible to see. And did you see when they reopened it?
Mhm.
Oh, so beautiful. So beautiful.
Yeah, Robert, you're exactly right. They learned how to build a World War II barracks from building the Civilian Conservation Corps barracks.
Yeah.
And those buildings built by the CCC
hmm
are still around.
Some of them.
Some of them, and they're
Yeah.
absolutely stunning.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, so go look at the big lodges and vacation resort places like Mount Hood's. Mount Hood's and Crater Lake. They both have WPA lodges.
Awani Hotel at Yosemite.
Yeah. And there's one at Oregon Caves. Is this very obscure, tiny little federal park, but has this amazing lodge. I mean, and it's a one-way road that's like 50 miles into where the caves are, but the lodge is built on the side of the hill, and it's just gorgeous. It has a 50s diner in the basement. It's just it's great. So
yeah, RK, there's the ones the Conservation Corps built at Palo Duro is still in use.
Mhm.
That they are.
Yeah, John's been to Mount Hood because they have all these beautiful carvings and they have a central fireplace and this beautiful stone fireplace and all the wood carvings on all the tables and everything. It's all oak. It's just gorgeous.
Well, one of my high school classmates over in Texarkana bought when they took a pipeline pumping station out of service. Bought the houses.
Yeah.
Now, these are what they call railroad houses because they were bought in on railroad cars in the 1940s, late 40s.
My second husband actually lived in one of those up at Crescent Lake. So, yeah.
So they were basically 20 feet wide by 40 feet long.
Yep. Long, skinny houses.
Skinny houses, but they could be split, and two of them would make one house.
Double wide.
Huh?
Double
it's
wide.
A double wide.
Effectively, yes. But
yes,
they were
long tradition of that.
Brought in on rail cars.
Yeah.
So they were the best wood available.
Yes.
I mean, mahogany, teak, heart pine.
Yep, high quality.
All of it was high quality.
Yeah.
It cost him. He paid $5,000 a house. It cost him another $5,000 to move them. Less than a half a mile to his property.
It worth every penny. So
and it was worth every penny.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But what he did was take two houses and make one by teeing it.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Yeah. So speaking of the Amish, Sir Brass, the Amish sent teams up to North Carolina and built tiny houses all in various areas in North Carolina that didn't have houses. They were raising like 9 houses a day.
Yeah.
I mean,
Wow.
they were just like jamming through and building houses. Amish furniture is amazing.
Yeah.
It's just beautiful and clean and well done. It's
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
yeah. A train car house would be really cool. So yeah, and Vardos are really cool too.
Yeah.
I want one of
I would just
those.
love to have a Vardo.
Yeah,
I mean,
just for like a little reading escape.
we
No,
have a parked right out front. You know,
yeah,
it's like
no kidding.
right. So yeah, they charge top dollar because you're going to buy it once.
Yeah.
You know, for the Amish furniture, you buy it once and you have it the
Right.
rest of your life.
Right.
You know,
Nancy,
so-
most of those train car houses were actually built in the Pacific Northwest.
Yep. There's a bunch of them that were in Oak Ridge. Because Crescent Lake had a bunch of them because it was up above. It was like the top of the pass,
Yeah.
which is where Tim lived for a long time with his dad because he was a telegrapher for the railroad. And they were right up there at the top. And the first housing was they dropped off a couple of train cars. Then they brought in houses.
Yeah.
So like you were talking about.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's several train car houses just like randomly stuck in the city, in
Yeah.
Oak Ridge city town of Oak Ridge, and they're really cool. I mean, I kind of miss the choo choo for that.
Yeah.
With all those train cars where LibertyCon used to be.
Yeah.
I mean, those are pretty cool. So, I don't know.
I don't know whether North Carolina officials got off the dime and actually let them occupy the Amish houses or not.
They did.
No, they
Yeah,
did.
it's amazing what happened on January
Yeah.
20th. So
'Cause
yeah.
before they were saying they
Well,
weren't
and they were
gonna go.
throwing them all out of the hotels, and suddenly they're into apartments.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So yeah. But no, no, it was really great. It was sort of like the Amish redneck Navy
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Mhm.
Oh my God! Did you see in Louisiana all those airboats out running around on the icy streets?
Oh yeah. That was
Mhm.
cool.
I didn't.
Did you see that? You know, they have the swamp,
Yeah.
the John boats with the swamp,
Yeah.
the big fans.
Yeah.
They're like running up and down the streets with those because there's so much snow.
Mhm.
I mean,
And yeah, come on, Monsieur. We're gonna go have some fun on the bayou.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we'll just do it down the road.
right? They just going down the roads. But 6 inches of snow in Baton Rouge.
Yeah, Florida got 9 inches.
Yeah, Pensacola had about 6 inches too.
Yeah.
Yeah, my sister in Tallahassee, she sent me pictures of her grandkids in the snow
Yeah.
that they've never seen before.
Yeah.
So
Mm.
yeah, it was insane. Just insane.
Yeah.
So they're
And
having a big snowball fight in the French Quarter.
Yeah.
So
The question is, and I put up a post on my blog and Substack today about it. I don't know that they named that storm.
no, because it was just it was just a storm.
Yeah, some people saying it was named, but
I don't know. Really? Did you
it's
see anything
interesting
about that?
because it upset records that were over 100 years old
Yeah.
for snowfall. But that's what happens when you get the jet coming that far south.
Yeah. And
you
it's
get
still
the
doing it.
warm, moist air coming off the Gulf.
And it's still doing it.
Yeah.
I mean, with the north wind here, it's like, you guys did not warn me about that crap when I moved here.
Mm.
I mean, seriously.
We told you the wind never stops.
Yes, but it comes from every direction.
Yes.
You know, in Oregon, it goes
Yeah.
from this way to that way,
Yeah.
right? But here, it's like you get up in the morning, it's like, do I get to smell Canada or the Gulf? Or
Yeah.
do I get the dust from Amarillo?
The cattle
Or-
yards from
Or the
Amarillo.
cattle yards? It's like, which way is the wind blowing? Oh, I can smell Amarillo this morning.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
And
it's
by
just,
noon, you're smelling.
yeah. And then I've got
the
Gulf
Gulf.
Sea, and then now it's like I'm smelling Canada's dust.
Or Prairie
Yeah.
Fire and Dumas.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. I
Yeah.
mean, it's like pick one. Seriously, I mean, it's
Mhm.
insane. So that's the other thing too. Is the reason my hair's so crazy. Is I
Yeah.
got out of the car, and it was like,
Yeah.
you know.
It looks
So
beautiful.
yeah,
it's
just
really
it's just
pretty.
hair. So, but yeah, we're working. You shaved your beard.
I had no choice.
Why?
The guard on my clippers came off, and
Yeah.
I took a divot, and it was like,
Mm.
So you're really freezing now because you don't have your beard
Yes.
on. So, we can make you the one you cook over your ears. You know,
no,
or you can just tie this hat under your chin.
no. Thank you very much.
Just like right? I don't know.
Our friend Wayne, when he was he's Ian's friend, he refers to his Tolwyn on his blog,
Yeah.
on the old blog.
Yeah.
Was he had a health crisis around 2008, 2009,
Oh,
and nearly died. And
What happened?
he was in the hospital. It was like spleen, gallbladder,
Yeah.
a whole bunch of stuff. He nearly died, and
That is
but
not
he-
okay.
but he had been somewhat portly before,
Mhm.
and he that next winter was when I had moved here in the winter of, I guess it was winter of 2009, 2010, when my first winter down here, and we had this brutally cold snap, like right after Christmas, blizzard, all this stuff, and
Ew.
he walked up to Ian laughing because he had been in the hospital a long time before I moved here, which was, I guess, early in the year 2009,
Oh, okay.
and but he had lost a lot of weight and got really quite thin,
Oh.
and that I'll never forget him walking in and laughing to Ian and going, "I miss my blubber."
Oh,
He was just not liking how fragile he felt with the cold
Mhm.
because he was not so well insulated.
Yeah. I mean, it takes a while for me to actually feel like I have to put on a coat.
Oh, girl, yeah.
I mean, I'm
just
like-
hot all the time.
Well, you're just hot,
I
honey.
am baby,
So-
you know.
I'm sitting over here freezing my ass off.
And I'm sitting here
kidding.
going, I think I probably should get a sweater. You
Well,
know?
when I walked in, I was going, I don't know, I'm about to sweat. It's hot in here.
Well, it's all 70 degrees in here. You know?
Yeah, this is hot.
Yeah.
It's hot.
Well, I mean, and yeah, because little Lisa comes in here, and she's like walks like a mummy because she's all bundled
Yeah.
up, and
You
I'm
know
like,
Put on a
should I
sweater,
turn
babe.
up the
Yeah.
heat some? You
Yeah.
know, because I don't. It's just.
Yeah.
But I am a well insulated woman, you know. So I
I am.
So I don't
Yeah,
have
I'm
any
not
issue.
going to say a word.
Yeah, you just walk away from that one.
Yeah.
So, but you know, I mean, I am well insulated, but when I get cold, then I am cold.
Yeah.
So,
I'm almost never cold.
yeah.
Yeah, Dawn.
Oh, you can be cold, honey. You're just not physically cold. So.
Oh, that was a lot of
You can-
shade.
you can be
just-
cold.
Oh, ouch.
No, honey, you've got a talent for that. You can do. That's a compliment. So
And I'm
Okay.
trapped in the corner. I can't get out.
he's trapped in the corner.
Yeah. It's okay. Well, I'll freeze you out, darling. It's all right.
I have a friend down in South Carolina.
Mhm.
She kept her house at 64.
Oh,
I approve.
yeah, it's too cold for
I would go over there and I would freeze.
Well, it's so humid there too. So
me. It's just
Hu-
sticky.
humid
You know?
places.
Yeah, but
to me,
64 damn degrees in the middle of the summer when it's 100 out.
I could take it.
No, 64. That's way too cold for me in the winter, in the summer.
Oh,
I mean, you know, 72-ish for me is okay.
I would have to
but-
go over there with a light jacket.
Ugh,
Mm.
yeah, it's what's really bad is you get a bunch of women in one office, which is another reason I don't like to work with women in an
Yeah.
office is because nobody likes the temperature. So,
Oh my goodness.
right? Just
Yeah.
ugh, no, not fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, just. But
She loved it, you know, and it was her house. So Yeah.
64.
64. Her husband wore sweaters in the summer.
I'll bet.
Yeah.
He
just
probably
gave up
felt like
and-
he was walking into a blast furnace every
Yeah.
time he went outside.
You know what? I think that old Freon did a better job keeping houses cooler.
Oh,
It did.
yeah.
You
It
know,
did.
because you
Yeah.
know what? Last year in the last couple of years, I've had 3 different friends completely overhaul or replace their HVAC systems, and also my mom did, and it just does not get as cool as it used to.
No.
Mm-mm.
And I'm like, this ain't right. Bring back the toxic stuff.
Yeah.
Well, we're getting light bulbs back,
Yay.
you know.
Yay.
So because boy, I'll tell you. Speaking of light bulbs,
Well,
fix ones in here.
you know, the
so.
other thing you're talking about, the cost of electricity.
Mhm.
You know, I'm looking at $500 a month electric bill.
Are you serious?
Oh, yeah.
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 Yeah,
You don't
$500.
have gas heat, do you?
No,
No. See, I've got gas heat. It makes
I've
no
got
difference.
gas heat.
Yeah.
But holy
So,
smokes.
gas line is across the street.
Really?
For me to put gas in would cost $3,000 just to get it piped across the
It would
street.
take a while for it to pay itself off. Yeah. So
And who knows how many modifications I'd have to make to the house.
yeah, a
To
lot.
pass inspection?
Well,
pass
just to put it
inspection
in.
and
Yeah.
to put it in,
Just to
yeah.
put it in. You know. Yeah.
But it's just it's not affordable.
Mm-mm.
It's
And the
insane.
payback on it would be longer than I'm going to live.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for it to earn itself
Yeah.
out. Yeah. I mean, because we have gas heat. We
Yeah.
also have, I love my house. We have 2 hot water heaters.
Yeah.
So I have endless hot shower, which does not break my
Well,
heart.
I do have
so,
2 hot water heaters.
yeah, it's a nice thing.
Yeah.
But my house also is 1930s and has almost no insulation. So and I'm
Yes,
very-
Jesse, us old farts remember R12 that actually worked.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I was doing that. I'm going to hang big curtains over every window, kind of thing, because cold. So,
We-
Well, Nancy, I've got a fireplace that's actually very good.
oh boy, do you! It's nice.
The problem is, if I light the fireplace off,
Mm-hmm.
the sensor for the heater
Is in that
is
room.
in the den. So it's
Oh,
self-defeating.
that's helpful.
Yeah.
So it's like the heat here blows right on the thermostat.
Yeah.
So I'm like hanging stuff over the thermostat so it doesn't do that. So no,
Yeah.
no, it's something I have discovered here is that landlords are right on it when your air conditioning goes out.
Yeah.
Here. I mean, right on it. So, and I appreciate that. So yeah, I don't know. It's good. But it's a sunshiny day. It's a beautiful
Yeah.
day outside.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Negro Warrior says DOD installed unconnected thermostats in every cube in an office building to mitigate temperature complaints. When we moved ONR from the old building to the new building
yeah.
back in 2005, I think it was, 5 or 6, the number of complaints from the women,
Yeah.
because they had all nested
Yes.
in the old building,
Yes.
and they were told they couldn't do that in the new building.
Mm.
And they were told they were not allowed to have heaters under their desks for safety,
Ugh.
which lasted about 2 weeks.
Yeah. You don't want to listen to that screeching. So
No,
no.
but I was talking to one of the supervisors for building maintenance,
Mhm.
and he said they were still trying to balance the building
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm trying
because
to
they had to balance each floor
Mm-hmm.
and each corner of the building.
That makes
Because
sense.
where
Yeah.
it faced the sun,
Yeah. Yeah.
where
Yeah.
it faced, and what time of day. But he said it was going to take them 6 months to get the building balanced.
Oh, that's not gonna be fun.
And he said it really would take a year to go through the entire cycle
Wow.
before they had the building fully automated to the point
Yeah.
that they could keep everybody comfortable.
Ugh. So when I was in Italy,
Yeah.
we were up at Lake Maggiore, and which is right next to the Alps, northern, and we had a great little place right on the lake, which was nice. It's one lake over from Lake Como, which is so expensive, and where what's his name lives. But it was lovely. But it was October. It was cold. It was definitely cold. And so I turned up the thermostat, and I got a text from the lady who owns it saying you can't turn the thermostat up. And I'm like, why can't I do that? She says, because the city controls the thermostat and they decide what kind of heat you can have.
Ew, no.
Yeah. And you could get fined if you tried to have it higher than what the city required.
Well,
Pork that
I
excrement.
was just like, seriously? Your heat is controlled by the government? And it's like,
Well,
ugh.
Colorado, they do that.
Yeah, I know. Not in my
If
nurhood.
you signed up for a smart
Oh, for a
thermostat,
smart meter? Yeah.
Yeah.
Nope.
No. Answer
Hard
would be
pass.
no. Hard pass.
Yeah,
No.
Michael says, I worked in a large office building. It was always cold. We discovered that a group had put their coffee maker on a shelf under the thermostat.
Oh, that's helpful.
Oh, Nancy, they don't dress appropriately for the season because it doesn't look good. They have to look good getting on and
Well,
off the subway.
Yeah. It just I don't like working in an office full of women. I don't know.
You
I
use
don't-
body heat from the workers to heat the building.
well, then they need us there.
Oh, man.
That's right.
They need us there. The building
Yeah.
will be nice and toasty.
Yeah,
So,
there you go.
Yeah, it'd be really good. So
Yeah.
no problem at all there, right?
Mm.
So how did we get here?
Yeah.
How do we get to how warm it is? Oh, it was all his fault. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah, okay. Boy, we've wandered today. Yay.
Yeah.
You're one man in the room. It has to be your fault. I don't
Of
like that shit
course.
either. I don't like that either. So
Yeah, I was going back to the coolant thing, and this will be the last time I'll bring it up. But I think my dad had about a '64 Ford pickup, and it didn't have air conditioner. But this was this was the vehicle we'd take when we were growing up
Yeah.
with grandpa and grandma's on the weekends and stuff from the Memphis area, and that there was no AC in it, but we're in the mid-South, which
Yeah.
is hot and humid.
yeah,
Dad
sticky.
put this undermount air conditioning unit that you could, you probably know what this
Yeah.
was, that he had this undermount AC that would chill us the fork out. It was cold,
Yeah.
cold, and it would have frost on the outside. You could scrape it off with your
Oh,
finger.
yeah,
Wow, I
Cool
love
Kings.
that.
Yeah.
Cool Kings, is that what they were called?
Yeah.
That
Man.
thing worked
Yeah.
like a charm.
But it was R12.
But it would cold. Yeah, it was cold.
Cold,
Cold,
I got-
cold. It was awesome.
I bought a 67 pickup a few years ago.
Mhm.
It was a farm truck down in South Carolina.
Nice.
It was a 67 Chevy pickup with a Cool King in it.
Oh.
It had 2,500 miles on it, actual miles.
Uh-huh.
Because all it had ever been driven was from the farm
Oh.
to the post office in town. And
Oh, man.
we got
There's a
600 pounds of red clay out of the underbody.
I believe you.
That does not surprise me a bit.
But I
Did it-
wanted to get the AC unit recharged.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And the guy says, actually, everything is in good shape. We just need to find R12.
Okay.
And I said, can you? And he kind of looked at me and said,
Maybe.
come see me next Tuesday. I went back next Tuesday at work.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't ask any questions.
Just don't ask questions. Just
But that, you're right. That damn thing would freeze my ass out of that truck in the middle of the summer.
don't. I love it. That's
Yeah.
great. I mean, see now that's how it should be.
Yeah.
That's it.
Right?
That's good engineering, if you
Yeah,
ask
I
me.
like
Oh,
it.
yeah. And it's, well, and the other thing with the old pickups, you had the floor vents
Oh yeah.
that you physically opened.
Yes.
And
See the
you had the
road
wing
going.
vents.
Yeah.
I miss wing vents.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, to my grandpa, who was a mechanic for years,
mm-hmm,
he said air conditioning is 255,
mm-hmm.
two windows down, 55 miles an
Yeah.
hour.
Well, we used to
Mhm.
open the floor vents.
Yeah.
You know, and no, they don't have those anymore.
No.
You know, so yeah, no, I
Oh.
miss that.
For
The-
us. Oh, go ahead.
The other thing is when you start getting into the quote unquote improvements,
Mm-hmm.
you know, now we have vehicles that, you know, have automated air, heat and
Mhm.
air. You can set a temperature and it will stay there
Hmm.
Until your central computer goes out.
till
Yeah.
it doesn't.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Right.
You know, when you get into a vehicle out here in the middle of the summer,
Mm-hmm.
it's 120, 130 degrees.
Uh huh.
How long does it take to cool it down to 70 anything?
Yeah.
You know, it's an hour or more.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody has leather seats.
I don't.
So,
I
you know,
still like leather seats.
we had vinyl seats.
Yeah. Oh, vinyl, hot
Hot,
vinyl and
hot,
shorts.
hot.
Mm,
Ooh.
mm.
You
I
had the
used to-
print on your legs.
Nothing about that is good.
Nope.
I used to keep a white towel,
Yes,
two of them actually, one over the steering wheel and one over
Yeah.
the seat cushion.
that's something I learned when I moved here.
Yeah.
Is I absolutely had to have the window thing.
Yeah.
Because I got in my car, I like opened the door and I just waited because
Yeah.
you just wait for the hot air to come out. And then I hopped in and I grabbed the steering wheel like I normally do, and it was like, ha!
Yeah.
It's like it
Yeah.
was so hot.
Well, friends of mine out in Phoenix area, they have oven mitts. That's
Yeah.
what they literally
You're like,
use to drive.
I'm trying
I
to drive
s-
like this.
I saw a Jeep the first summer I was here. I saw a Jeep in a parking lot that had a silicone pan cover,
Yeah.
handle cover on their shifter.
Oh yeah, that doesn't
Because
surprise me.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
clever.
Hot, 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 hot.
Yeah.
Also,
Very
in-
hot.
I don't know about other people in the South. Dad was a tobacco chewer, and whoever sat in the seat behind Dad when we had a car we would have tobacco
Because he'd be
freckles.
spitting out
Yeah.
the window, right?
Good
It would just come
tobacco
right in.
freckles. And I'm sure to some people that sounds revolting and nasty, but
Yeah.
I'd give
Hey.
my left nut to
Hey.
have a raft of Dad's tobacco freckles on my
I
arm
have to
right
tell
now.
you, I mean, I was sitting in the back seat of it was like my friend's 60s. I don't remember what it was. I think it was her Nova. And I had my arm sitting on the thing and she was
Yeah.
smoking a cigarette and she threw it out the window and it went right inside my shirt and down
Oh.
inside. And you can't get that out. I mean, there's just no way. So I just had to put it out.
Ow, ow, ow.
Ow. Never sat behind her again.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
That really hurt because the stuff that goes out the front window comes right back in the back window.
Yep.
So yeah, no, not my idea of a good time.
Yeah.
Boy, did I yell at her. So,
Yeah. She
it's
had it
like-
coming.
Yeah.
But
not-
the other thing too is, you know, I never saw air conditioning
Yeah, we
until I
didn't.
was in the military.
Mm.
yeah, we didn't.
Growing up in Louisiana and Arkansas, we didn't have it in our houses.
No.
Yeah. Well, my grandparents didn't have an indoor bathroom until the 70s.
I remember we had a really hot stretch in where were we? Living in our little trailer in the trailer park in Oregon. And I think I was like 13. And Dad got up after 2 days. I think it was like a week of just dying in the heat.
Yeah.
And left. And then he came back with an air conditioner.
Yeah.
That was the first time we had air conditioning. So, yeah, because we were dying. It was awful. So not fun.
Yeah, Dawn, I can imagine you with that MG.
Mm.
She says it was super fun. I freaked out. Everybody rode with me driving next to semis.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Little tiny car and semis.
Yeah.
It's the reason I don't have my little red car.
Yeah.
So, especially here.
We never even had swamp coolers. We didn't have anything.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But our houses down in Louisiana didn't need it.
Well, no, because you had the high ceilings and
12-foot
they
ceilings.
they
10-foot
understood
windows,
airflow and so
Some of them probably had attic fans too.
yeah.
And they were
That
dog run houses.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, no. I mean, not fun. Not fun at all. I love my house here.
Yeah.
Because I have a great big fan that I can turn on that just sucks all the hot air out of the
That's
house.
An attic fan.
Attic
for
fan.
sure.
Damn near lose my cat because it pulls so much air. So yes, Henry is not happy with winter because he's pretty skinny right now.
now
so.
you talk about humidity.
Mhm.
Operating out of Okinawa,
Oh,
all the rooms have dehumidifiers in them.
well, yeah.
And running a dehumidifier for 8 hours in
Mhm.
a barracks room in Okinawa
Mhm.
will get you 2 gallons of water.
Yeah.
I believe it.
In
Yes,
8 hours.
easily.
Yeah.
No problem
It
at all.
smells
So,
bad.
well,
Oh yeah,
we can't. Not good.
but you got to keep emptying the damn thing. So,
Yes.
you know, if you're trying to sleep in the morning, you hear it go click, 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 click.
Damn it! You got to empty the thing.
Yeah.
You learn to do it at night before you go to bed. So
Yeah, but 8 hours later, you got to get up.
you got to
and do
get
it
up and do it again.
Yeah.
So sort of like emptying your cat. So,
And on that note, we have wasted another hour of your time.
in some very interesting directions.
Yeah.
So, what
Thank
can I
you
say?
very much for joining us today, as always. We do appreciate it. And
Dinah
remember,
says thank
folks,
you.
don't sweat the petty stuff. Don't pet the sweaty stuff.
Big.
And
And
thank you to the ladies for joining me.
Thank you for
I
having
had a little
me.
break. Now I have to go back to work. So
Yeah.
much work to do.
Oh, yes.
So yeah. So okay.
Remember, don't sweat
Thanks,
the petty
gang.
stuff. Don't pet the sweaty stuff. And we'll see you next week.
Next
Bye-bye.
week, Tuesday at 4.
Bye.
Uh,